I watched exactly 7 episodes, and I will now promptly stop. Which is basically what John does every time he watches an anime. But
Oh!
I'm just kidding, I love you, John! I love Hello, and welcome to the last hurrah of the Annie chat box. There is no episode number. There is no order here.
It's dead! Anyway.
So, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce the homies that we're gonna pour one out to, I guess. But before that, I just wanted to say that we're very happy that you joined us today for our very last episode of the Annie chat box. And we are very excited to have basically all of the founding fathers, daughters, and sons, and all other forms of people who've been on this podcast or were guest hosts. It's great. Mm-hmm. We have most of them here. Isn't that lovely? Let's introduce them one by one. We're all here because of Zach, so he can start.
Hi, I'm Zach. I'm not a host. I'm just a frequent flyer here. And what I won was to be on this episode, unfortunately. So here we are.
Damn.
Wow!
Shit.
Unfortunately.
I could have gotten a trip to Hawaii or some other country.
Couldn't.
I mean, I know, it's quarantine time, so I got to be on a podcast instead.
That's
so.
not stopping most people.
I mean... That's a good point.
Right next to Zach in the Discord call for me is Lily.
Gross.
Lily, you got some words?
Anime is hard.
Hard?
Yeah. Anime is hard.
Oh
So, yeah. Sucks. I don't like it. Yeah, why am I here?
no! Anyway, John, positivity, please?
Hello.
Thanks!
Don't do it. Don't give in.
Hey,
Be
I'm
as
actually
negative
glad
as
to
you
be
want
here.
to be.
Yeah, John doesn't give in to peer pressure. Let him live his life.
Let the man introduce himself. Jesus Christ.
Hello, everyone. It's been a while, but I'm here.
You sure are. Right next to him is Craig.
One last time. For all the marbles, we're going to talk about, you guessed it, anime. God
Who
damn
would
it.
have thought?
I thought I was done, but they keep pulling me back in. I signed up for prison
You're never
school.
fucking done.
I signed up for prison school, and I didn't get prison school.
Wait, what?
What? We're still gonna do prison school, though.
I'm very excited. I
Are
wanted
you gonna
it
be
sooner.
there, or are you gonna...
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, then why did you say... What?
What?
No one took that away from you.
I wanted it earlier!
Well, you don't always get what you want.
Damn.
Very positive and upbeat start so far.
Yes. And now, the queen of the
my
podcast
God.
herself.
All hail.
Oh, yeah.
Praise her! Praise her in her name!
Oh, for
Hello.
the tribute.
I
I refuse to worship.
Thank you, Lily. Thank you for being an
On your
anarchist. I
knees.
appreciate you.
On your knees!
Oh my god. I am here. Hello, friends. I'm with people that I really love, and I drank a can of wine with a dog on it. It's a Monday.
Life is rough.
Life is rough.
Oof.
Oh, you
When
know
life
what I
is
just
rough,
noticed?
Seek out rosé.
What'd you notice,
So,
honey?
like, this is the first episode since I got my first chair. So, I can, like, move around
And not make noise.
and not make a shit ton of noise. And this is going to be the, like, one of the very few episodes where nobody has to edit out my chair noises. So, that's cool.
Bless.
Fantabulous.
Yeah.
I want to get a fancy gamer chair one day.
Why don't you buy a fancy gamer
Oh.
chair?
Okay, so I'm going to sidetrack the conversation because this was just funny. When we were watching my nephew on Sunday, we were playing Sonic with him, and he just kept going, Lily, you're the best gamer. You're the real gamer here.
Oh, gamer.
And I just saw the pain on her face.
How's your
It
ego?
was so funny.
I mean, she's got
The
a
true gamer.
has a gamer chair.
We got the queen and we got the gamer.
It's a pink gamer chair, okay? So shut the fuck up.
I mean, it's still just a gamer chair. It's just got a different...
But it's pink and it's got bunny ears, so it's not real gamer time, okay? It's
Are you also gonna get a gamer?
It's girl gamer time. It's different.
No, or is it e-girl time?
It's e-girl time.
I'm
I'm trying to be an e-girl thought, okay? Not a gamer.
Cassie, how does it feel to have an e-girl thought fiance? How is that for you?
Gonna add that down onto my list of reasons I love her. Right there.
So we got a queen and a thought.
That's me.
Where does that leave the rest of us, Zach?
I don't know, you guys, who cares?
All
Anyway.
dust in the wind.
So we're gonna talk about anime, guys.
We are.
So basically, Zach came up with this really cool, nifty idea, and I was like, wow, that's a really cool, nifty idea. Let's do it. Basically what he suggested is kind of like a secret Santa. We would all randomly be assigned a person, who's here today, and you would recommend them, an anime that you would think they'd like, that you just want to force them through. I don't know what everybody's motivations were, whether they were for good or evil. That'll be part of the conversation later. But we each gave each other the gift of a show that we kept secret from everybody else, except for the two people who were exchanging. And now we're coming back after each of us have watched at minimum 3 episodes of those said shows. I hope that made sense.
It did. I think that was
No,
very
can
well
you
said.
repeat it again?
Did anybody here watch more than 3 episodes?
That's
I
a good
did.
question. Ooh.
You know what? We can save that for the questions.
Okay.
You know what?
Hey.
I'll add that one to it right now. We can just be like, okay, did you watch? We'll do that around the, did you watch more than 3 episodes with will you continue / finish it? Because, you know, if they've gone that far, I'd feel a little bit gypped. I watched exactly 7 episodes and I will now promptly stop. Which is basically what John does every time he watches an anime. But
Oh!
I'm just kidding. I love you, John.
That needs
I
to
love
be the
you!
drop. That has to be the drop for the episode. That was such a hot word.
I'm so sorry. But anyway, so what we'll do is we'll go around in a kind of like round robin style back and forth. So, for example, John is going to go first, and I will turn the mic over to him in a moment.
Nice.
It'll be great. It'll be a nice big ol' circle of fun and friendship and 3 episodes of anime.
And 3 episodes plus.
3 episodes plus. Maybe. We'll find out. Stay tuned. But yeah, John, let's go ahead and get started with you, since it is very late for you.
Yeah.
And the longer we talk, the later it gets. So, what show were you given, and who gave it to you?
The show I was given was Genga Kikotai Majestic Prince, or just Majestic Prince. And it was Lily who gave it to me.
Fuck yeah, Majestic Prince!
Oh, nice.
Neat.
So, Lily,
Well,
why
crap.
did you give John Majestic Prince?
Because I looked through both of our Annie lists and was like, shit, what have I seen that John hasn't seen that's good and he would like? And that was it. That was basically it.
I mean, so what I understand is, for once, you're using your powers for good.
Sure?
Should have gave him like Apocalypse Zero. Would have been great.
I haven't seen that, so...
No.
So?
I think that was one of the criteria. It had to be something you'd seen, I think.
Oh.
I think that was one of the criteria I came up
Yeah,
with.
it had to be something you saw.
What was it? Because I think at a certain point we just gravitated towards stuff that we've completed, and we're like, huh, have they not completed this show or planning to watch this show?
But that's what I'm
If
saying,
you've
like,
completed it, that means you've seen it.
Yeah.
So
Are you
you
saying
can only...
I haven't completed Apocalypse Zero? Is that what you
No
implying?
one's truly
Have
finished
you?
Apocalypse
We
Zero.
But
just-
I haven't, so I can't recommend it to John.
Okay.
Everything is getting off track. Guys, I need you to
Anyways.
calm down.
Majestic Prince is, like, probably one of the best mecha anime of, like, traditional mecha anime of the past, I don't know, like, 10 years? I don't know. I don't remember when it came out. Either
It
way,
was around 2015.
yeah,
Lucky-
2014, 2015, I don't know, whatever. Either way, it's pretty good, and John hadn't finished it or marked it as finished on his Annie list, so I was like, you should watch it. It's good.
Well, I guess we'll find out if John thought so, but before he does, John, give us the deets on Majestic Prince. When did it air? Who made the thing? What's the synopsis? Give us the dirty deets.
So it aired in spring 2013.
Oh, fuck, I was off.
And
shit.
it was... excuse me. Don't know what's up with my throat tonight, but still. I can talk. Yeah, it was animated by Doga Kobo and Orange.
Yep.
Holy shit.
And the synopsis goes, in the latter half of the 21st century, humans leave the Earth and begin to live in space. In order to adapt to the environment in space and deal with the hostile aliens in Jupiter, genetically engineered children called princes are artificially raised and trained to be pilots of armed robots that I can never remember how they pronounced it. Ashburns? Or whatever. Ashmubs? It's Ash in it.
Years,
but
apparently.
Yeah, it's been
Advanced-
7 years. Like, I don't know,
Advanced
sure.
high standard multi-purpose battle devices. This is a story about one of the teenage princes Hitachi or Izuru, who studies in an academic city, Granzel. I think that's I feel like that
I don't
bit.
know.
Nah, I don't fucking know, yeah.
Doesn't actually say much about the plot of the series in all honesty.
Yeah, no, that
Well,
tells you
is there-
basically nothing.
Is there anything you'd want to add? Like, what did you feel the story was about from the 3 episodes or more that you watched?
It's about a team of doofses being thrown in the deep end of a war that when they haven't even finished training.
Hell yeah.
But the
Jesus.
because the mechs are attuned to their DNA and are partly controlled by their own fight or flight survival instincts, that's how they're able to actually pilot them and be actually kind of badasses while doing so.
Neat. I think that's the best summary of a mecha show I've ever heard.
Yeah.
A bunch of dumbasses just thrown into the deep side of the pool. in
I
outer
feel
space.
like that describes so many mech anime too.
It really does! I wasn't prepared. I'm a teenager and I'm in danger.
But they really suck.
yeah,
That's
like,
a
the,
big-
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's-
that's the thing, is they're really incompetent, and most of the show is
Yeah.
them, like, learning
Like-
to actually be good at their job and work
Was it-
together.
That's a nice twist.
Wasn't the leader
Yeah, like,
wasn't the leader really into drawing comics? I can't recall.
He's really
Yeah.
into, like, superheroes, and he draws and stuff, yeah.
yeah, in the academy or whatever, the training place, they're all in teams already, and the hero team is actually like the bottom of the class because they can't even work as a team during training. And
rough,
somehow
buddy.
they're the ones picked to pilot these prototype robots.
Nice. Well, John, I have to ask, what element did you enjoy most, or least about the show? You were given. I'm reading off a script.
I actually really enjoyed how just human the characters felt.
Yes.
'Cause, like,
Mm.
yeah, they're a
Thank
bunch
you.
of doofus off base, and they're using like just humor amongst themselves and just how they bounce off of each other to like cope with the situation that they're thrown into. But at the same time, it is still like obvious that they are being affected by it. One of the characters has anxiety that's reflected by the fact that they get stomach cramps.
Yeah, he reminds me of Zach.
I
I mean that in the nicest way possible. He's one of the better characters in the show.
I just thought it was funny because I remember when we were watching March Comes In Like a Lion and we met the older gentleman who has stomach aches and we were like, oh look, it's Zach!
Yeah.
The thing I love about that character too, Asagi, I think is his name is.
Yeah.
Is that he is essentially like, if compared to a show Cass's recent watch, he's like the Athran Zala, but if Athran
Yeah.
Zala had bad stomach cramps and anxiety.
He's
He
good.
thinks he's this
I mean,
tough
that
shit.
works.
But But is he hot? That's the question.
Same character designer, so.
Yeah, the designs in Majestic Prince are a bit more cartoony than
Yeah.
Seed.
Mm-hmm.
They have a lot
Very
more, like, personality to them, I think.
It pulls a lot from Super Sentai in terms of, like, inspirations for the mecha genre. Even two of the actors are from Super Sentai shows. These are the main characters, like Shikin Blue, and the yellow one is from Gokai Gold?
Yeah.
From
Gokai's-
Gokaiger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, fun fact, the scriptwriter was the same scriptwriter who worked on K-On!
What?
Right.
What a strange jump.
God damn.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I keep telling people to watch it, and nobody listens to me, but
I mean, I
now
keep
I've
waiting for you to be
forced
like,
John to go through it.
Listen, honey, I gave you a blank check and you picked Gundam Seed, so...
So really? Who fucked up here?
Could have been Gundam G Gundam.
Yeah,
Could
but
have been Majestic Prince, but Lily was like, I guess we're watching Gundam Seed.
I don't know. I just felt like doing it. It was very spur of the moment, and then I was honestly expecting Cassie to be like, fuck this, peace out after like 2 episodes, but she keeps asking me to watch it, so I'm like,
No,
alright!
girl, we're in this for the long haul. The 50-episode long haul. But John, so was there anything in the show that you were, like, maybe not so hot on, or was it just a perfect 3-episode experience plus 3-episode plus experience?
There's
Or is there something you want more of, I guess, would be a good question.
there's been a couple of times where, like, the humor hasn't quite landed for me, but then comedy's subjective, so, and there's, like, a couple of times I can think of where a character just does something, and I'm like, but why did you do that? Like, there's a scene where they're at a pool, and, the main character just suddenly goes after this other guy, like, out of nowhere, only to get, like, thrown over the guy's shoulder into an anti-gravity pool, and he can't swim.
Damn.
Yikes. That would be such bad news for me.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
And probably bad news for him.
He got saved, but still, it's just like, why did you go to a pool in the first place? Like, it sounds
I
like
don't
he was the
know,
one
man.
that recommended they all go to the pool, and he can't swim.
Maybe he wanted to conquer his fear.
Aw.
Maybe he wanted to overcome his fear.
I can get behind that.
How many episodes of the show did you watch?
I watched 6.
Damn!
Spicy.
Oh, is that far enough to get to the first really good fight scene?
That's
I'm
like
trying to
halfway
remember.
through it, though, right?
No,
Isn't the
that's
show
that's
only-
that's
It's
like a
quarter.
fourth. It's two core.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
Yeah.
one for whatever reason.
No, it's 2 core, and then there's like some OVA and a movie.
How are you liking the fight scenes? I don't think there's been too many at this point, because they're still kind of like the incompetent idiots piloting robots at the moment, but...
Outside of their first mission, they had 1 successful mission so far.
Yikes.
I think it's episode 12, that's when the big fight scene I
Yeah.
always recall, where there's like in the flower field, and it has a cool rotating panning shot.
Oh yeah,
around
that
them.
shot's so good.
I have not seen that one yet. The last like big combat scene I saw involved them blowing up a base that they almost get caught up in the explosion of. So that almost ended up not playing out for them, but they were able to get out just in time.
Okay.
But at least that first battle felt really kick-ass, and so I'm just like, okay, waiting for this feeling again.
So what I'm understanding is you're probably going to finish this one. Like, you're gonna keep going? You're gonna keep going?
Yeah, I'm actually wondering why I slept on this in the first place. So, yeah. I'm really enjoying it, so I'm going to continue with it and finish watching it.
Oh, look at that, honey. You did good.
Yeah,
He liked the show.
yeah,
Got another one.
You got another one.
I did it.
Alright, so I get to go next. And I was given an anime by John.
Yep.
And it's really funny because I think there's like this really weird theme we were all going with, I guess. Because he gave me a show called Ride Back,
Oh my god!
which I was really excited about because I was told about this anime like a gajillion years ago, and then I just never bothered to watch it. But yeah, so John, why did you give me right back?
Yeah, I basically went through my entire Annie list, which I know is missing a bunch of things from it, but and I was just like, okay, what do I think on this might Cassie like, and let's compare it to her list and see what on this has she actually seen and what hasn't she seen. And I ended up cutting it down to like 3 different series, and I can't remember the other 2 that I was considering. And in the end, I went with Right Back because from what I remember of the series, there's like a bit of it's not entirely girl power, but there is a bit of girl power in there, and just the whole.
The whole first 3 episodes are steeped in girl power. I thought that's what you were going for.
I mean, I was going for that, but I'm like, I can't remember if that continues all the way through it. There is quite a bit of girl power in there. And also just one of the things that got me interested in the series in the first place was the whole fact that she was like a ballet dancer that had next, and now she's found this method that allows her to dance in a way that she wasn't really thinking of. Like, even if the thing isn't technically designed for dancing, she does as she rides around on the thing. Just like, in a weird way, embracing her dreams before getting caught up in stuff that even I wasn't anticipating when I was watching it. But yeah.
Nice. Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and sleep in to the synopsis. You gave a kind of general one, but I'll go ahead and read another one anyway, because I opened my anime list page, so I might as well. So, in the future, an organization called the GGP has taken control of the world. Rin Ogata was a promising up-and-coming ballet dancer, but suffered a serious injury while dancing and decided to quit. Years later in college, she comes across a club building and soon finds herself intrigued by a transforming motorcycle-like robotic vehicle called a rideback. She soon finds that her unique ballet skills with balance and finesse make her a born natural on a rideback. However, those same skills also get her into serious trouble with the government. So this was animated in winter of 2009. So it's not an oldie, but it came out more than a decade ago.
Yeah.
And it was created by the amazing studio Madhouse. Ooh. So when John gave me this, I basically thought what he had done was he found the show and was like, strong female character, check. Madhouse, check. And then just kind of went from there. I thought he was calculating every single thing down to the numbers because the show is really good. I like it a lot, actually, and Yay. I wasn't expecting to. Mostly because I don't know why, but I thought that this was going to be kind of like just a competitions, like IGPX kind of thing, based on like things I think I saw an AMV of this a long time ago, and saw a few clips here and there, and I was like, I'm not really interested in a racing show. But while it does have elements of that, that's not really what the show is about. It's about, one of the things that I love most about it is it's about a young lady who in her basically prime loses everything that she thought she wanted to do. And also honor her deceased mother by being able to follow in her footsteps. Like, that's all taken away from her. And yet she's still able to find a way to find new passions, to look for something new. I was also very intrigued that this was in a college setting, which is the best place that some would argue to find a new dream, to find a new outlet, to find a new thing to do, to find a new way to find yourself. And I think that the show really leans into that very well. Like, the whole beginning scene of the show outside of where she falls is just them admiring the spring of their life. They're watching like a cherry blossom flurry fall around them and talking about moving into dorms together. And that's the other thing. There's a lot of female friendship in this show that I really value. Most of the girls that interact with the main character, Rin, are very sweet, very kind. and very gentle to her feelings, since she did lose something very important to her, but they're supportive, and it's just good. And I was already kind of on board just with those aspects, but then she got her ride back, or rode a ride back, and it had this beautiful scene of her jumping off of a highway, and it was just so beautifully shown, and I was just so in. And then the next episode, they're like, well, now we've got to introduce, her to the captain of the club, the badass of the club. And I was expecting it to be some, like, cocky dude. No, it's a cocky girl. It's a cocky good girl. It's I'm going to get in your face and tell you how much I'm going to be competitive girl. It's awesome. There's so many powerful women in this show. It makes me so happy. The only thing that I am kind of annoyed with, and I think that that's where the synopsis is going, is they have this weird thing going in the background of with, like, terrorist groups and people who use the ride back for, like, bad, and this, like, war going on, and I just don't care at all. I feel like it's not necessary. Like, you could very easily have this show about a girl learning to, like John put it, dance in a new way, use her talents in a new way, achieve new dreams with her new group of friends who want to support her and help her achieve those dreams. And I feel like it's going to turn into, oh, she's so talented, now the government wants to use her for terrorism. And I'm really worried that that's where it's going to go. And I think that's going to take away a lot of the things that I like about it.
Yeah, I recall seeing this show back in my very first anime convention. I sat in a panel, I think it was a Funimation panel right before the thing I wanted to start, and this was like one of the last previews of the show, and it definitely emphasized the weird government conspiracy parts of the show. And it's just this girl riding a giant machine, and our friends thought it was hilarious at the time, that this weird show about this girl riding a machine fighting against the government or terrorism or whatever. That's all I ever took away from it.
The first 3 episodes mostly have that as like a backsplash. Like, you just hear some people talking in a room, somebody talking about government conspiracies and a resistance movement, and some people who are using, because there's this weird conspiracy with the ride backs as well, because they're used for sporting events, obviously, but there are people who are trying to use them for war and for terrorism and for other aspects that the show's trying to tell you that's not what they're supposed to be used for. But I don't care about that. I care about Rin, and I care about her bedhead. Like, I care about her as a perfect character who I really am invested in. And I just don't want all of this other stuff. I want what they gave me in the first 3 episodes. That's what I want. That being said, the character designs also, I forgot to point out, are really cool. They're very different. They have very interesting elongated faces. I really like how the hair is drawn. I love all of Rin's outfit. She wears like a bunch of sundresses with cardigans, and that's just my aesthetic. She also has like permanent bedhead going on, and yet she still looks gorgeous. It's kind of great. Also, the CG in the show is pretty decent for its time, especially. So overall, I think I had a really positive experience. The only thing, like I said, that kind of dampens it for me is I know the show is going to go in a direction that I don't want it to. And that's not necessarily, I guess, a bad thing. Maybe it can be done well. It's just I don't have a lot of, I guess, confidence. Because I've seen many shows do this before where they show something really interesting, they get you intrigued, and then they're like, let's hang a quick right. And it doesn't go well at all, but maybe it will in this case. I don't know. I've only watched the first 3 episodes. I will probably give it a few more and see what happens. It's not that long. It's only 12 episodes. So I think it's worth at least sitting back for a few more and seeing if it still keeps, even if it does take a hard turn to the right on its ride back, that hopefully I can still stick along for the ride without getting thrown in the other direction. Let's just put it that way.
Nice.
Right on.
Any other thoughts, questions, concerns?
I feel like you mentioned this before, but like I've seen this show in so many AMVs. Like usually people have the clip of her doing ballet dancing and then like mounting the ride back for the first time, and I'm guessing that the Sakuga in this show is just like gorgeous and really enjoyable.
It's really good.
Nice.
And it's consistent. There is a shot in, like, the very last shot of the 3rd episode is after she loses a race and she's just feeling kind of conflicted, and she goes to ride on the ride back because it makes her feel better, and she's just riding it how she wants to ride it, and she jumps into the sky, and there's this beautiful shot of the moon behind her, and her hair's just flying in the wind, and it's just so pretty. I like it. It's good. It's good.
It's good.
For now. For now. I will remain cautiously optimistic. Maybe I'll check back in on a Shoujo Treehouse and let you guys know what I thought of the rest of it if I finish it. I'm gonna try. I'll give it the good old college try and hope for the best. So, Cammy, let's keep this theme going.
Okay. All right. Yeah, this is a weird, consistent theme that we've run into here that I'll just get into. So, Cassie gave me a show, and it begins with the letter S, and then another S, and then another S, and then another S. Gridman. Yes, Cassie gave me SSSS.Gridman to watch. Which honestly, like, yeah, I was not expecting, and I was pretty excited for it because I know among a lot of you that you all watched the show and had rather positive feedback on. My fiance also watched it and like really enjoyed it, and I was like, yeah, nah, shit, like, yeah, I should give this one a chance. I absolutely should. So I'm very excited with that choice. And Cassie, if you want to elaborate, I guess, on the decision to give me that, you can go ahead.
Basically, I just think it's a really good show that I didn't know if you had any reason to watch otherwise. That was the main thing. I wanted to, because I narrowed it down much like John did to a list of like 3 to 5. And I was like, which one on this list will Cammy not watch unless I tell her to? I think it's Gridman. It's probably Gridman. And I'm super invested in Gridman as well. I just want to talk to her about it because I think that Akane Shinjo is like one of the most captivating characters to come out of anime in a long time. I'm obsessed with her. And I think she's just really cool. And I think that the world that's built around her and everybody else in the show is also done really, really, really well. I think it's slept on in the community as well. I don't think as many people watched Gridman as I had hoped would. Yeah. So if I can get one more person to tune in, then I feel like I've done the world some good.
Well, and another thing that caught my attention, too, that I always vaguely knew about is the fact that it's one of those Trigger collaboration shows. But like you said, I feel like compared to, like, Darling in the Franxx, it was very underwatched. And from what I've seen of both shows, I think that's kind of criminal, because this show has a lot going on. So I'll hit you with a quick synopsis, courtesy of Annie List, which says, Yuta Hibiki awakens with amnesia and the ability to see things that others cannot. He first encounters a grid man in the reflection of his friend Rika Takarada's computer, and it tells him to remember his calling. But Yuta doesn't understand what this means. Later in the distance, he sees an extremely large monster, but it doesn't move. It's only when Yuta gets to the school that the two sightings make sense. A monster attacks, and the hero Yuta saw on the computer screen pulls him within the computer and transforms Yuta into the giant hero named Gridman. So, right off the bat, I think... Oh, and the studio, sorry. I kind of already mentioned it, but it was a collaboration piece with, if we go down here... Annie List tags are all, like, unfamiliar, because I think it was Trigger and Tsuburaya Productions. Interesting. So it was a collaborative production work. But yeah, I feel like something that Gridman does that I really appreciate in a lot of mech anime is that it connects the... Well, and I'm sorry, it's actually, it's not mech, it's, what is the term? For
Giant
Toku?
Kaiju Toku hero?
Is it not like Sentai, like the Super Sentai? I think that's what I'm thinking of.
Well, Tsuburaya is the creator of the Ultraman series.
Okay, so it does kind of give to that. All right, yeah.
Yeah, that rubber-suited man type thing going around.
Yes. What I love about this show, and coincidentally another mecha show that I really like, Neon Genesis Evangelion, is it seems to really tie those big, like, flashy, bombastic fights to the emotional, like, interworkings of the characters, which is, like, my favorite thing you could possibly do. So immediately...
Chef's kiss.
Yeah, like, immediately that was really fascinating, and was something that I was really drawn to. Like, amnesiac lead character, I'm kind of like, this is okay, but, like, knowing... It's pretty quickly implied that the source of the kaiju is also relative to a character's emotions and things that they're going through, and I just really like that connection. It's a good way to introduce myself to an amnesiac character. It's a good way to try to read things about the cast's motivations and what they're going through. And this show... it's spectacularly directed. Like, the way that they just kind of keep you on your toes in very subtle ways, like the use of silences, the use of dialogue, like very subtle flashbacks, it all has this air of mystery that really, like, for me, kept me very engaged throughout the 3 episodes that I watched. And I was really enjoying it and just being like, I know there's some meat in this show that they are hinting at, and I do want to keep going because I, like, want to see what's going on. And it... I'm sorry, I'm rambling and going all out of the questions. When did it air? That's a good question. Pretty recently. It aired in the fall of 2018. That's when it aired.
Listen, girl, as long as you answer all the questions, I don't care in what order it's done. Who cares? There's no order here.
Word.
So, I feel like I would honestly say, like, the element that I enjoyed the most was honestly the production and the writing. There's something about the way that the script and the setting is handled that's just really masterfully done. And I think in a genre like this, it's very easy to say, we can, like, skimp on this as long as we have cool-looking, like, battle Sakuga. But it doesn't. Like, it really fully dedicates itself to the story and the depth of what is there in a way that I really, really appreciated. There really isn't much that I don't enjoy. And the funny thing that I'm going to mention here is honestly, like, the music in this show is great, but the thing is, in the first episode, when you first meet Gridman and it does, like, the first battle, they drop the opening song, which is fabulous. It's actually one of my fiance's, like, favorite anime songs ever. He used to, like, blast it in the shower and, like, sing it. Like, he really loves it. And when they had that song playing with the battle, it was so triumphant and just, like, well done that, like, later in, I think, episode 2... they have Gridman fight with, like, very basic, like, battle, like, OST, and I was like, this does not hit as hard as when they have Gridman battle to the opening, so I just, like, kind of wish that they did that all the time, which is funny. It's really just saying that this show does so many things fabulously that, like, I notice when it's not completely fabulous, but again, that's, like, the utmost positivity I could give. The other thing I will say is that I have complicated feelings about Akane's character because she, on one hand, is extremely compelling, and I really like her role in the show, and I'm really excited to see where it goes. The opening hits to a lot of really fascinating, like, things with her role, so I'm excited to keep going and see. Also, some of her behavior reminds me of, like, somebody that, like, mistreated me in the past, so I kind of have to be like, okay, it's fiction. Step outside of your own personal issues and, like, basically just have to be really open-minded with her. Like, some of her tributes are things that, like, set off red flags in my brain, but I also have enough intrigue that I'm like, okay, let's see where the story takes her. Because she's no doubt fascinating. I was also talking to Get about it, and he's like, look, you can appreciate her character and not agree with everything she does. And I said, that's a
You shouldn't, actually.
fucking point. Yeah, no, it's a good fucking point. And I think that's really, like, where I am with her. Again, she's not a complaint. It's just me being like, okay, old Cammy would immediately be like, she makes me uncomfortable. But now I'm like, no, let's see what happens. And it's okay if we don't fully agree with her, but also, like, let's see what's going on. Let's be open-minded. So, also her voice actress, holy fuck, she does a range of performances, and it's really good. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna finish this show. Honestly, as soon as Cassie gave me the show, I was planning to watch all of it, but working a bunch of shifts at work, like, kind of slowed me from getting it done, by the time of this recording. But yeah, I'm absolutely gonna watch it at the utmost, just because so many people I love and care about really enjoy it. And I see so much good in it that, yes, like, I am definitely going to finish it. Sorry for that wall of rambling. But yeah,
Nah, girl.
No.
Good shit.
It was good.
So
You
you
used the word triumphant at one point, and that made me really happy. More
Oh,
people need
good.
to use the word triumphant. I do have one question for you. Did you
Yes.
get to the episode where they go on, like, the rafting?
I
Oh,
have
like,
not
the
beach
yet.
episode.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I
Okay,
have
cool.
not.
Because that's the other big problem I know that I and other people have with that show is they have, like, the fan service river rafting episode that is
Yeah.
just such,
Okay.
like, because,
Okay.
like, most of the show is pretty good about not having the male gaze, and then they were like, but what if we do that for an entire episode? And I was like, no!
Oh, okay.
Figures.
Oh, the other thing I want to mention, I mentioned this to Cassie on the side, but the ending theme is the gayest thing I have ever seen, and I'm so here for it.
It's so
just
good!
big lesbian energy, and I love it, with the little, like, finger walking to each other. It's so cute, so I'm excited about that. And I love the stupid samurai guy who, like, falls through doorways because
Samurai
his
Caliber?
goddamn
Oh.
swords are so big.
I love
and,
him.
Ah, he's so good.
Samurai Caliber.
Samurai
Goddamn it.
Caliber, yeah.
Oh, when he just walks into the door,
Yeah.
falls over.
And I was like, did this fucker literally turn into a sword? He turned into a fucking sword. That's the joy that I had of watching this show while drinking wine. It's good stuff. So I highly recommend.
And he's voiced by Soabe, right?
I believe so.
What?
Yeah.
It's even better.
Christ.
Yeah.
I had no clue.
Cammy, have you met all the other, like, cast yet in the first
Very
three episodes?
vaguely. Like, the rest
Okay,
of
yeah.
Samurai Guy's crew showed up in episode 3. I don't know much about them, but I feel like they're really fun. That's
Yeah.
just another thing that's
They-
like, really
they-
fun.
They add a lot to the show and make the battles
Yeah.
even cooler, so.
Yeah.
There's
They're
a
really
really
fun.
cool, there's a really cool video about the, like, queer coding and,
Ooh.
Gridman. I'll have to share with you once you finish the show.
Please. Yeah, I'd be down for it. It's a really fun time, and I'm very happy that you gave me the chance to watch this, because, yeah, I'm totally going to finish it. It's really good. It also adds to my Mac library, so that's very good.
Now, the real question is, Craig,
Hi.
did you also get a Rubit?
I was gonna ask her if she would like all the feet stuff in Gridman.
Oh, yeah,
Wait.
do you like,
Okay, there is
do you
a
like
lot
the
of there's
mini
a lot
shots of Akane's feet?
There's a
lot of feet stuff.
There's a lot of feet. Her energy as a person very much to me translates to, like, kiss my feet, you pig. So I kind of get it. But
Yeah.
the other thing I've heard is people talk about Rika's thighs a lot. So I haven't gotten there yet. So we shall see. We shall see.
I really enjoy Rika. Like, I enjoyed her on the first watch, and then as I was watching through it again to, like, make an AMV 20 years ago, I was like, man, I just
Yeah.
like her even more now. She's so good.
She is really good. I like her a lot as well. I love just, like, the very subtle moments of where you, like, kind of see that she has this internal conflict going on and she doesn't know how to handle it, and it's, like, very organic and realistic. And yeah, I appreciate her. She's a good girl. She's a good girl.
She good. Craig, did
Yeah.
you get a Rubit?
No, but I got a good girl.
Okay, tell me about it. What's your show?
I'm so
Who
excited.
gave it to you?
The show in question is Hanasaku Iroha, otherwise known as the Blooming Colors. I got this by Cammy, who just was like, "Hey, I think you'll like this." Cammy, tell me, why did you send this my way?
Yes. Okay, well, first off, I was going to give Craig Barakamon, but he's a piece of shit and was like, Cammy, I think I know what show that you're going to recommend
Yep.
to me. Is it Barakamon? And I was like, fuck you, Craig. How dare you?
She was so No, because I as soon as she said, or rather, she was looking at us like, "Are you gonna give me Barakamon?" And she's like, "No." And then I told her, I was like, "Yeah, I dropped it." She's like, "You piece of shit!" I'm like, "I'm sorry."
It's
not that it was bad.
Yeah. Like, I wanted to give Craig Barakamon or Sweetness and Lightning, but, like, basically after he knew that I wanted him to watch Barakamon, I was like, Sweetness and Lightning is too easy. And primarily, Hanasaku Iroha is a show that took me, honestly, a while to get through, but it's a show that I think has a lot of merits that I have kind of, like, subtly appreciated over the years. And I know that Craig really liked Nagino Asakara, and this is also a very pretty PA work show. It's got Mari Okada doing the script writing. It's got good, like, drama and female characters, and so I was like, yeah, you're gonna watch this one. Tell me how it is.
Yeah, and to that credit, I actually looked it up and actually found out that the director also helped with Okada on O Maidens in Your Savage Garden,
cool.
Masahiro
Savage
Ando.
Seasons.
Savage Season, Garden, whatever. I was
Chicka-chera-cola.
Chicka-chera-cola. With that being said, let me hit you with the synopsis real quick. Ohana Matsume is an energetic and wild teenager residing in Tokyo with her carefree single mother. Abruptly, her mother decides to run away with her new boyfriend from a debt collector, forcing the young girl to fend for herself as per her mother's, quote, rely on only yourself philosophy. In rural Japan, where her cold grandma runs a small inn. Driven to adapt to the tranquil lifestyle of the countryside, Ohana experiences and deals with the challenges of working as a maid. Well, I'm a waitress, not a maid, but sure.
Yeah,
and as well as meeting and making friends with enthralling people at her new school and the inn. So I'm gonna go out of order here and say I only watched the first 3 episodes. To answer the follow-up question, will I watch more? Yes. I think that this show is an original, and basically it's an original conceived by Okada, and you can definitely tell it's Okada in the fact that it's got like parental shit going on about it.
Yeah,
and it's,
God.
And like, as soon as I knew it was Okada, and the first episode literally has, me and my boyfriend are leaving, you're fending for yourself. I'm like, well, this just escalated quickly. This isn't Hayate the Combat Butler, but okay. This girl, basically, Ohana, is like 16, and she goes to live in rural Japan and realizes that her grandma is kind of a hard ass who basically says, you're gonna work, any fuck-ups you do will be deducted from your pay, you will go to school, and when you're 18 years old, you're on your own. And I'm like, damn, the family shit is real. Again, Okada's very interesting in the fact that, like, she's weird, but also has, like, family hang-ups, and you can see it in her writing and with her characters. The show aired back in spring of 2011, so actually, despite its age, it's, like, beautiful. Like, the lighting, the character designs are, like, soft, a lot of, like, bright colors. In the first 3 episodes, basically, she goes to the inn, she tries to basically reinvent herself because she wanted something better in Tokyo, and then she got punted to rural Japan, and she wanted to just basically, quote, make herself shine. All while meeting people like Nako, which is basically her senpai, timid waitress, and you have I'm spacing on her name, Nako, and then Miku.
Minku? Yeah.
Minku.
Minko?
Yeah, Minko. Basically the assistant chef in the kitchen who basically hates her guts and tells her to die on a regular basis. And you're like, oh, I see what you're doing. You're going to be good friends at the end of this run. It is a 2-core show. The opening is the same artist that did the Sankareo opening, so it's been in my head all day. Let's see. Things that I liked, obviously I just said, I like the animation style, I like the soft, like, character designs. Something I didn't really like of it, and I don't think this proceeds any further than what I've seen, but in episodes 2 and 3, they deal with a guy, a tenant at the inn in the wave room, and he's a novelist, and basically...
Oh, no.
Yeah. So, like, and I don't think...
Did you get to the awkward bondage scene? Was
yes.
it that early?
Yes.
Okay.
It was at the end of episode 2. He basically is an erotic novel author who uses the staff of the inn as his character, like, stand-ins to try and get inspiration. So what he did when Ohana accidentally throws his, like, drafts away in the garbage, she finds it and starts reading it. And then he kidnaps her and puts her in bondage. And that's just cool. That's like the start of episode 3. And basically, she reads the drafts. And in this, it was like basically her and her 2 friends that work at the inn. And they were like, yeah, it's basically like smut. with her and her soon-to-be friends, and she's like, well, this is awkward, and I'm like, I don't know what they're going for. But then in this episode, at the end of the episode, the guy nearly tried to kill himself off a cliff. So I was like,
Yikes.
well, this is... He's like, I'm a failure as an author, and then tries to, like, off himself. And then, basically, at the end of the episode, the old crotchety grandma's like, you're gonna work at the end because you didn't even make any money because you can't sell your books. You're gonna work at the end to pay off your tab. And that was basically the end of the episode. So it's interesting because it's very... like the Wikipedia article describes it as like coming of age and slice of life, and it has romance because like in the first couple of scenes in the first episode, like Ohana tells the boy that she's friends with, Ko, basically she's like, yeah, my mom kicked me out, I gotta go, and he's like, I love you. And I'm like, oh, I wonder if she will reciprocate his feelings in due time. So it's got the drama, it's got the family shit, and it's also got unrequited love. It's got all your Okada-isms.
I was about to say, you watched a show with Mari Okada as a writer, and you were surprised there was a weird sex thing? Like,
I mean, also
or big, weird, emotional energy, like a guy wanting to kill himself as an author.
I mean,
yeah, like even Anohana had a weird, like, sexy scene.
Oh,
like,
you're right.
It just,
Damn.
Remember when the ghost of his dead childhood friend rubbed up on his lap enough?
And got him off.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's anime, it's wacky! Yeah, I'll continue to watch this. That's
cool.
This is a delight, and I need more Okada in my life. I have not watched Iron-Blooded Orphans, another one of her series compositions, but hey, more Okada.
Yeah.
Shows on my shame list. I started it years ago and never finished it.
We could restart it, like, together for Shoujo Treehouse, because I also, like, watched a good half of it, and then, like, 3 years later, I watched the second half, so...
I mean, put it on the schedule.
Yeah, like, there's good things about it, but I don't have, like, a whole experience of watching all of it. But, Craig, I do want to know your reaction in the first episode when Grandma fucking slaps Ohana across the face.
Twice over, in fact. And she's like, don't yell at her, yell at me. And then just, like, bitch slaps her. I'm just like, damn. I know that she's being a hard ass, but it's also, like, kind of, I'm hoping that she softens up, because, you know, she's a good girl, and she's a good worker, and she's kind of loud, but at the same time, she means well. Same with Minko and Nako. Basically, Minko being like, die, and she's like, why do you keep telling me to die? That's fucked up. And she goes up to Nako's like, why are you running and being shy to me, girl? So
I just remember being so...
They'll be friends.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, they'll be friends. I give them 13 episodes.
Yeah. I just remember being so impressed in the first episode because, like, Ohana, like, gets slapped and she's dealt with all this shit and she literally just, like, wipes her tears and is like, all right, I'm gonna fucking work. And I was like, damn, girl, you do that. Yeah.
Well,
I'm glad you like it.
It's that mentality that her mom instilled in her, basically rely on no one but yourself, because her mom basically never was in her life, and Ohana had to take care of her since apparently kindergarten. And basically it does a flashback in like episode 2, where it's like parents come to your school or kid's school day sort of thing while they stand in the background, and naturally the mom doesn't even show, so Ohana like makes her an rice omelet. And basically, in, like, the ketchup writing, she's like, I hate you. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Good things. Definitely very Okada.
Yeah.
Cool.
Zach,
did you get a robot?
Did you get cool things?
No robots here. Backstory, real quick. I've been on an anime spree, I think, for the past 2 months or so. I've been kind of
You don't say.
Yeah, I've been devouring a lot of shows recently. And so and this is going to record the newest thing that got plopped onto my lap. I know Cammy was trying to get me to watch another show, but I was like, nope, I can't watch that yet. I gotta watch this show.
I gotta
first.
do this.
I gotta do this show first. So let's talk about a tale real quick. Once upon a time, there was a podcast that died.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh.
Zach then offered the Shattered podcast host a Christmas in July special.
Oh my god.
After everyone had been assigned, Craig then converted everyone's energy to make Zach watch a show everybody's been bothering him to watch for years.
What the fuck is this?
So I put on my pointed shoes and proceeded a passe deux with Craig into a wonderful show called Princess Tutu.
Oh my god! Ow!
So, Cass, when you said you could have given him the world, I knew this was more his speed.
Also, the funny bit, the show that Cammy was making me try to watch the other day was also Princess Tutu.
Yeah, I was
told
thinking
her I can't watch that. I gotta watch this show first.
Also, tell him about AMQ the other night.
No, that was the thing for
okay,
AMQ the other night.
okay.
Because that's Cammy was telling me, you need to watch Princess Tutu, Zach. I'm like, I can't. I gotta watch this show for the podcast first. So, I'll get to that later, so. Yeah, and then the podcast then proceeded to die, and that's the end of the show. Thank you, everyone, for coming to the last episode, ACB.
Zach, I will murder you if you don't talk about Princess Tutu right now.
Talk?
It was funny, though.
You can't give Lillian out either. Like,
Yeah.
It was just very funny. I know I was dying on the side when you said that the other day. And I was texting Craig. I was like, la 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 la.
Little do
so
they
mean.
know.
So mean.
Craig Craig over here doing the Lord's work.
Yes.
I had 5 to 8 shows with your name on it, Zach. We watched one of them, Inferno Cop, but yeah, I'm glad that I gave you this because it is attuned to your sensibilities.
Right. It really, that's the reason why you picked it, right? That's your reasoning, I'm guessing, portion of the podcast.
Basically, I thought to myself, man, I could force you to watch something that you probably would or would not enjoy and probably inevitably drop, but let's try and tweak this and kind of like give you something that you'll probably actually keep watching that will aesthetically appeal to you from characters, story, art direction, the whole shebang.
All right. I guess I should read the synopsis too, I suppose. In a fairy tale come to life, the clumsy, sweet, and gentle Ahiru seems like an unlikely protagonist. In reality, Ahiru is just as magical as the talking cats and crocodiles that inhabit her town, for Ahiru is really a duck, transformed by the mysterious Drosselmeyer, which, by the way, in my notes, when the character was revealed to be Drosselmeyer, I screamed, Drosselmeyer, ah! I'll explain the backstory there in a little bit. Into a human girl, Ahiru soon learns the reason for her existence. Using her magical egg-shaped pendant, Ahiru can transform into Princess Tutu, a beautiful and talented ballet dancer whose dances relieves people of the turmoil in their hearts. With her newfound ability, Ahiru accepts the challenge of collecting the lost shards of her prince's heart. For long ago, he had shattered it in order to seal an evil raven away for all eternity.
Yeah.
And that's the show.
Okay.
This was animated by Howl filmmaker. Director is Junichi Sato, the famous Junichi Sato. Also backstory, I've been diving I'm a big Ikuhara fan. I've been watching a lot of Igarashi shows, so I guess it's very time I watched a Junichi Sato show. Got to finish the collection of all the famous people who worked on Sailor Moon at some point, I suppose.
Yeah.
And man, the chat is just popping off.
If only the...
We're just very excited, okay?
Yeah.
I did good, apparently.
Yeah, apparently you made a good call there, Chris. It aired back in August 16, 2002. It ended back in May 23rd, 2003. What else am I supposed to talk about? The studio synopsis. What stuff did I like? Okay, I wrote a bunch of notes down. One of them I did write, and I mentioned at the beginning. Again, further backstory. I'm sort of familiar with ballet and
Swan Lake.
Opera stuff for a little bit, because the big game of watching these first 3 episodes that I watched was, I know that song. I know that song too.
Hell yeah.
And a big thing too was like when I was growing up, I think I was very obsessed with, I really loved the Nutcracker. So we would go see the Nutcracker like every other year for like the first 10 years of my life or so. So something like that. So I recognize a lot of the songs. So when Drosselmeyer came up, that's why I screamed, because I was just like, it's Drosselmeyer! Who's the character from the Nutcracker Ballet. So.
Oh, okay. I actually did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's like the Uncle Drosselmeyer who chains the main character down and gives her the Nutcracker and so on and so forth. That's the thing I really like about the show. It takes the little bit of the ballet, classic composer, operatic part of my brain that I apparently had locked away. I know episode 3 there was a song from Carmen, and I just sat there and paused like, that's from Carmen, I think. Thank you, Hey Arnold episode.
Oh my god. Yes.
I apparently locked away so much information about all that type of stuff, and I feel like I guess the fun part about these type of shows, and I guess Craig was right on the money here, is like I love trying to piece together and figure out the show while it's kind of like going. I guess like, this is very, like, obviously it's pulling a lot of elements from other ballets, operas, and stuff, both from the songs, but the storytelling elements is definitely pulling from classic Tchaikovsky ballets, from Swan Lake, Nutcracker, Sleeping Beauty, other fairy tale stuff that's clear in episode 3. Again, it's fun pointing out the stuff that the show is going to point out to me eventually, like, this is very Hansel and Gretel, and then she goes on talking about Hansel and Gretel for like a few minutes. So it's fun. It's fun to be on the same wavelength as the show when it comes to figuring out all the cool little tidbits and stuff, both in terms of the music and the storytelling beats. It likes to play with a lot of classic folktale, fairy tale-esque imagery. You definitely see a character on a horse for some reason at one point in the show.
Of course.
He just shows up. Fakir just shows up on the horse, and he's like, "Oh yeah, where'd you get the horse, Fakir?"
Who cares? He's Fakir. You do what he wants.
It's true, and it's very fun to put this stuff and try to recognize the songs. Some I do know. Like, I'm more familiar with the Nutcracker stuff. Like I love that Ahiru's theme is the when she gets miniaturized. Mythos theme is Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy, so that's very fun. It's like putting that stuff together. That stuff that was locked away deep in my brain that I haven't accessed in who knows how long, decades probably, and that just suddenly come pouring out of me and just like it kept me super connected to the show.
I knew this would appeal to you just because you were a theater dork. In like in the most sincere way possible. I'm like, you know this even more than like I would have an appreciation for it. I knew you would get it on like a hashtag deep level.
Yeah, and it's fun trying to poke and prod. And I'm not trying to dig too deep into it because I don't want spoilers. Because I guess spoilers for the end bit. I'm probably going to keep watching the show.
Good.
Hell yeah.
But it was fun poking away, like, the imagery that it uses. Like I said, it likes to play with the imagery, specifically from the Tchaikovsky play, specifically. Like, the use of gears is definitely very Nutcracker-esque. The use of watery for Swan Lake and so on and so forth. I couldn't figure out... Sleeping Beauty is, like, the ballet I'm least familiar with of his trio. But the only reference I can make is, like, Mythos goes to sleep at one point during, like, the 3rd episode when she's in her... dance off. That's the other thing I really like. It's very magical girl with the transformation sequence, but I love the Coco battles are just dance sequences. And I kind of love it. I also really love her first time she uses her form. It's not in one of these quote dance battles. It's to save somebody.
Yeah.
And so when she's running to go rescue her, she's running on her tiptoes and she I don't know. It's not good. I don't know. It's completely different things. But she definitely jumps over the bush and spins and creates a field of flowers to catch him in. I thought it was really cool. Junichi Saito does really good use of framing and imagery. Like the shadows go dark. I like when Drosselmeyer first appears outside the dream sequence. It plays with a lot of like bright lights, lots of contrasty, heavy shadows. Drosselmeyer will often frequently appear in the shadows in like large, giant, weird face that he has.
The giant hands and his
disappears
head
just as quickly. It's like such cool playing with imagery, and like the show likes to play with a lot, especially when Drosselmeyer's involved in a lot of use of shadows, or when something's going wrong. It's kind of eerie because like when there's like in the Hansel Gretel house, there's like a little shading kind of slowly coming from the right hand corner of the frame or the left hand corner of the frame, kind of like slowly engulfing into the show. And even when she transforms in the sequences, the background completely changes into this cool, simple art style. Like it's like you got a black piece of paper and you redrew the entire background with white stencil. It's really fucking neat. I just really like just the artistic direction of the show. I like playing with the theatrical aspects of it. That's all things I like. I don't know of anything I really dislike about the show. I guess maybe like I'm not a big fan of a lot of the transition work because it's playing with like very 2000 CG.
Mm-hmm.
Like it likes the use of the water drop imagery, most specifically in like dissolve transitioning, and it's clearly used CG for the water drops, so it kind of like throws me off sometimes. But that's really about it.
Nice.
That's really all I got, like negative wise on the show so far.
Zach, how do you feel about Mr. Cat?
Mr. Cat. That's another thing I really like about the show. The show sets up like its world by saying like it's weird from her perspective, but that's like the norm, like this. And I also liked how the intro for it always introduced the Once Upon a Time, but it adds something new to the story, like this fairy tale motif. And one of the aspects, like this blending of realities of like what is fiction and what is not fiction into this world, and a lot of people just accept it. While she's the only character who's like, there's something off here. Oh well, Neko senpai wants to marry me. Don't want that.
He always wants to get married.
And Tarina just wants to be the best dancer. That's all.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for you to get to the second half of that show.
The show
God.
goes places, man. The show goes, man. It's so good.
Like, the second half is very good, but then, it's like, hey, let's take a really quick turn to the right, and I'm all here for that ride.
I need
ride back.
I need a wall essay on episode 13, because, that is one of my favorite episodes of anime ever. I need it.
Yeah.
How many episodes have you watched?
I only watched 3.
Okay, cool.
I watched the bare minimum. And I know the back half does do a turn. Because I've been around.
The block.
I existed. I know what the show exists. I know the show does a turn and likes to play with like the tropes of the characters and the storytelling. So I know that much. How much so? Can't say. And I'm trying very minimum to not look into it too much. I really badly before this episode want to look up, are more of the characters besides Drosselmeyer inspired by famous plays or characters?
Don't do it.
I don't know. I don't want to look into it because I don't want to be potentially spoiled on something.
Don't do it.
Yeah, so
can guarantee that will spoil some things.
Yeah, but the show is pretty cool. Like I said, I'll continue it. So
good.
Any other questions, concerns, screams you want to get out of the way real quick?
Sorry in advance. Is Ahiru a good girl?
She's good. I like how very duck-like her personality is right from the get-go.
Yeah.
Like how she gets overly excited and flustered, the part where she just runs around in a circle.
She's very
she's
good.
excited / flustered. So
what do you think?
She is very duck-like tendencies, even down to the vocal performance.
What do you think of Fakir?
Oh, fuck you.
I mean, he's the typical, they're very shoujo-esque, duology of the two boys, the very stoic white-haired boy and the asshole black-haired boy. Very, typical.
Yeah, you just gotta give them time.
Are you...
I'm not saying I'm just not saying that's a negative. It's a common thing that I'm sure it'll be messed with.
Are you watching in sub or dub?
Sub.
Sweet. They're both good, but sweet.
Yeah, it's legit. It's actually a half decent dub.
Yeah, never seen it. The dub. I'm watching it sub. So,
I never
I watched mine sub too. Did anybody here watch a dub?
I did.
I have seen both because I own the box set, and I think I watched it dubbed with a friend because she wasn't familiar with subs. But
well, I mean, for the show you were assigned.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, I watched mine in sub because it didn't have a dub.
Gotcha. Because Right Back did have a dub. I just didn't watch it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know if mine had a dub.
Princess Tutu.
Majestic Prince? I'm not sure.
It does.
It does.
Don't watch it. It's bad.
I don't know if it's a good one. It's a very early super, a very Sentai. Dub.
Honey,
What?
you awake over there?
Just playing Questoria. What's up?
It's
you
your
guys
turn
are
to talk.
over here having your fucking Princess Tutu time. So I was
Princess Tutu time.
I was off in my own little world because I haven't watched that shit and probably never will. So,
Honey, I will make us watch it at some point. I own it.
I don't watch anime. Anyways,
Oh my god. Okay, yeah, let's go talk about this anime you watched.
this 3-episode anime that I watched because I had to scroll up because you guys posted a billion fucking times.
I posted it again.
I scrolled up.
You didn't have to.
I scrolled up.
Okay.
You guys made me. Anyways.
Okay.
My show was Cyborg 009 versus Devilman.
Versus Devilman?
You were the one that logged into my Netflix.
Yeah. Anyways, what'd you say, honey?
Look at Zach coming in and throwing a wrench in all the theming that's going on.
What'd you
Just
say,
bam,
honey?
girl power, ballet, nope, cyborg. Bam.
Devilman.
Did you say something, honey?
No, I didn't. Well, when you first said the title, I did. I was like, wait, versus
Versus, yeah.
Versus
Devilman.
Okay.
I'll explain that later because there's actually a bit of history to why this thing even fucking exists. Anyways, Zach gave me this shit because Zach is the only person here who understands my sensibilities when it comes to anime. And, yeah. I mean, it was something that I basically, like, if this had come out when I was, like, in college, I probably would have just watched it anyways. But, it came out a couple of years ago, when I wasn't watching anime. And, also, I haven't seen Cyborg 009, at least the 2000 series, since I was, like, a child. And I haven't had the time to watch the Blu-rays that I bought. So it's kind of like, we'll put it on the side.
But I know you're knowledgeable enough.
I'm enough. Yeah, enough. It's.
I think you're in the same space.
Yeah,
I know enough.
These things really don't require like in-depth, like super.
No.
Like it kind of helps maybe, but like it doesn't. It's not required. Anyways.
Yeah.
So
ostensibly, it's just a crossover, right? Like
it's a fun crossover movie. Yeah. But basically a movie.
The reason why... Oh, sorry.
Wait, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, the reason why I gave this to her, obviously, her aforementioned, I just know that she would like this. I had a couple of reasons. One, the aforementioned. Two, it's directed by Jun Kawakoe, who directed a lot of great shows that we both enjoy together, like New Getter Robo, Mazen Kaiser Skull, Shin Getter versus Neo Getter took over the back half for Getter Robo, Armageddon from Imagawa, they also did Kozetsu and Jig and some other Lupin specials. So I figured that'd be up for alley. Also, I know the show's premise is, will they watch beyond the first 3 episodes? I'm like, literally like, nope. So I'm going to give her something that's 3 episodes long. So she has to watch it all.
Now, how hard was that of you to, like, pull off? Did you literally have to go, like, what is a 3-episode OVA?
It just dawned on me. I was thinking of giving her another show. And then I'm like, wait, has she seen Cyborg 009 versus Devilman yet? And she hadn't. So there
what
you
was
go. And
the
I proceeded
other
to
show?
rewatch it that night. Tiger and Bunny.
Oh,
that's a long show.
That is a long show. I probably would not have finished that.
Exactly.
So yeah, the synopsis. I'm not even going to read it because I can just freeform it. I watched the whole thing because I had to. And also,
literally, the Wikipedia page is 1 sentence.
I mean, yeah, but that's boring. Basically, this takes place, like, right after a certain arc in the Cyborg 009 manga, sort of, kind of, and then, like, in the middle of Devilman, basically, these two things are going on simultaneously. It starts out where Cyborg 009 is fighting fucking the Apollo cyborg from the original series, and they have this cool fight or whatever. And Apollo is voiced by Akira Ishida, so I was like, I like that guy. And Cyborg 009 is also voiced by Fukujun in this particular adaptation, which I'm like, also like, I like that guy. Anyways, so then they fight, and also there's Devilman is fighting the fucking the turtle demon with the faces all over his shit. Yeah, that thing from the original manga, and it has a super cool style where everything's in like black and white, and I was like, that fucking rules, because it looked like the manga. Anyways, after all that happens, it goes into like afterwards, and you get these like 2 perspectives of what's going on between the cyborgs and what's going on with Devilman, and then everything eventually converges, and they fight each other, and then they fight the evil cyborgs, and then they fight the evil demon cyborg, and it's fucking cool! Anyways, yeah, the studio, hold on, I have to pull this up.
It's B Media.
Studio, yeah, there we go. He got it. I don't gotta say it. It aired in 2015. Wow, that's actually longer than I thought. November 11th, 2015 is when this aired. It was originally shown as a movie in Japan, and then they released it on Netflix as like a 3-episode OVA thing. And what's the next question? What element did you enjoy the most? I enjoyed that there was fucking Cyborg 009, and then also there was
There's the Devil Man.
There was the Devil Man, and they did some fighting, and it was fucking cool. And also, there's 2 Jam Project songs. There's a Jam Project opening, and then there's a Jam Project ending. And the ending is like a bunch of cool shots of like manga panels, and it's really funny because they don't show the what's this number?
007?
The
one that... No, not... That's great.
00...
008.
Yeah, they don't show 008 because, like, his...
For good reason.
Yeah. Because in the manga, is like, he's kind of a racist caricature, so they, like, never show him at all in the, like, ending. They, like... Because they have these specific, like, cuts that are showing all the characters from the manga, and they cut away from 008 before they get to his lips. Which I found that humorous. But, anyways, but he has a normal design in the actual, like, show, or in the actual, like, animation. It's just, obviously, Cyborg 009 is from the fucking 60s, so the one black dude had a kind of unfortunate, design.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, anyways, but the music, the Jam Project music rocked. There's fucking the Devil Man and the Cyborg 009, and they punch some shit, and then
are they teaming up or are they fighting?
So initially they're fighting, and then they have to fight specific enemies that are like derivative of their particular origins. Like there's the what they call the I think they're like the upper teens cyborgs, which is like the cyborg 015 016 17 18. Anyways, they fight those, and then Devil Man has to fight like this army of demons and fucking Atune or whatever.
Damn.
And then they fight. They end up all fighting each other, and then the cyborgs and Devilman have to team up to fight like God, basically. It's crazy. Anyways,
yeah, that sounds like something you'd watch.
Yeah, like it's super. No, it's like God, and he's also like a cyborg. They try and like analyze him at one point, and they're like, I can't analyze him. He's gone beyond human and machine. And I was like, that's dope. Anyways,
it's very JRPG. It has like 3 different forms.
Yeah, and then there's this one part where Cyborg 009 activates his accelerator and then like shoots all the way up beyond the stratosphere into space, and then shoots all the way down and makes a giant fucking explosion and nukes the final boss or whatever, and it's super cool.
It's very cool.
Anyways, yeah. So what did I not like about it? I mean,
what's not to like?
You don't have to dislike anything.
Yeah, what's not to like? I mean, like it is very popcorn entertainment. There's not a whole lot of substance here, but that's not what you're sitting down for. Like, it's a 3-episode versus OVA that harkens back to the 70s Go Nagai versus movies. So it really is not crossover movies. So it's really not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But it's fun. I liked it. It's fun. Will I continue? Finish it? I did finish it, because it's only 3 episodes.
Boom. As intended.
It all makes sense now.
There you go. That's the last anime I'll ever watch.
What about
the part where they punch each other and they blow each
other?
Oh,
yeah. When they first fight,
so good.
when 009 and Devilman first fight, they fight each other, and then they punch each other's arms at the same time, and Devilman's entire arm just fucking explodes, and it's like, oh, fuck!
Oh, gosh.
He picks it up and carries it away.
Yeah, and then Cyborg 009, his arm, like, also explodes, and he has to, like, disengage it, and, like, falls off or whatever, and then he doesn't have a fucking arm, and then they have to, like, repair his fucking arm. Because if he didn't disengage it, it would have exploded, and it would have killed him.
Damn. That's metal.
Anyways, it's cool. is dope.
I can say I wasn't expecting that.
I wasn't expecting it either. He said it to me, and I was like, sure. And then I watched it, and I was like, this is actually pretty cool.
Pleasantly surprised.
Like, I kind of figured it would be pretty cool, but I don't know. This is probably one of the better, shorter Jun Kawagoe OVAs that I've seen. Like, because some of them usually have, like, bad animation or are like, too long sometimes, I find.
There's
like, Getter-Robo Armageddon, as much as I love Getter-Robo Armageddon, is also too long, in my opinion. I think there's, like, the middle of that OVA is kind of boring. This is a solid 3 episodes. There's just fucking cyborgs and demons punching each other, and it's cool.
There's a bunch of Cyborg 009 content on Netflix, right? Like, is that just, like, the best place to go for all that?
I know I think there's the, like, Production IG, like, CG thing. I don't...
Yeah, they have the CG show, which I hear is not...
Yeah, that looked bad, so I never watched it. I mean, I have the Discotheque, like, 2003 series, which is probably one of the best places to ever start. You literally could go out in the living room, and I will let you borrow it.
I'm so overwhelmed by Princess Tutu, I'm not gonna lie.
I figured I wasn't ever gonna top that by my anime, so I just had to be really loud and excited about it.
Oh, no, honey, I enjoyed it. I'm just, like, I can't think of, like, a good thought to, like, continue talking, because my brain is still just exploding over Princess Tutu.
Hell yeah.
Like,
I liked it. Did you watch the cyborgs punching the devil man?
I did too!
You sold me. I'm gonna go
I'm
watch
happy
this.
you had a good time, like...
I did have a good time.
Like, when I sent it to you, I literally sat down and rewatched it myself, just because it's been a while. And just so I fucking had a blast. I'm like, shit, can't wait for her to watch it.
It's fun.
Wasn't your word, Zach, if she doesn't show up on the recording, I walk?
I would walk. I need to know what she thought about the arm punching.
I feel
It's very important conversation, honestly.
I feel like I don't like to watch violent anime, but I will wholeheartedly listen to a podcast of Lily narrating violent scenes in anime.
Yeah,
Like,
basically.
It sounds so fucking cool. It's so exciting. And I would subscribe to that. That's good stuff.
Honey, you should just start a YouTube channel where all you do is narrate really graphic scenes in your own words.
That would require me to watch more anime.
You could just
Doesn't have
do
to
it
be
for
anime, it could
that
be
you
any
like.
scene.
It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, there's so much stuff that you love that I haven't seen. You could just rewatch your faves.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like
That's
Gundam
fair.
Seed.
Like Gundam Seed. Hell yeah.
Like Gundam Seed.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Cyborg 009 versus Devilman is definitely on the same level.
Okay. Well, no, but...
Wow, that's a good note to end off on, huh?
Plus, I ironically like Gundam Seed. It's not... This I enjoyed. Gundam Seed is more like an ironic sort of, I know it's not that great, but it's also kind of fun sort of thing.
Yeah, and it has some good robots.
It's got some good robots. It's got TM Revolution singing the opening, and like...
Trashy melodrama.
Yeah, some trashy-ass melodrama. It's like fucking...
There were more robots this episode than I thought there were going to be. Like, when...
Yeah, I thought so too.
Like...
Yeah,
and from the least likely people, too.
Yeah,
like,
you got
except for John.
You got a robot.
Cammy got a robot.
Lily
John got a robot.
Lily.
I kind of got a robot.
Yeah, a robot, a power suit.
Lily got some cyborgs, which are kind of close to robots.
Related, yeah.
And I got Princess.
I got a girl abandoned by her mom.
Okay, you win. Fine. Jesus, Craig, make it a competition.
I won again!
Craig keeps winning the podcast! Craig keeps winning the podcast! Okay. Well, this was very much fun. I gotta get out of here and take my meds. So, thank you guys so much for joining the very last episode of Annie Chat Box.
Yeah.
Would you call it the
Goodbye.
Would you call it the last episode, or is this the bonus?
This is the last bonus episode, because
there you
any
go.
bonus that you get from now on will just be Shoujo Treehouse bonus.
It's dead! Dancing crabs!
What?
Yeah!
Ashes. Rises a tree.
Oh, that's beautiful,
Pirates
Zach.
of the Caribbean? What the fuck is this?
You guys don't know about dancing crabs?
I do know about the dancing
I need
crabs.
to be enlightened.
You guys need to get out more and
I
see
need-
more dancing crabs.
Enlighten
So if I walk
me.
outside my apartment right now, I will see some dancing crabs. just
That'd be
right there.
awesome.
Yes.
Okay, good to
Alright.
know.
Okay, so
Social links, Cass?
I'm trying to pull them up awkwardly because I forgot to bring them with me, so I was hoping you guys would bullshit a little longer.
Damn.
It's fine, I found them. I found them, it's fine, guys, we're good. So as of right now, our Twitter and email and everything else are still the same, so write us something while they're still relevant. Our Twitter is twitter.com/AnnieChatbox. Our email is anniechatmail@gmail.com. If you're listening to us on one thing, you can listen to us on many others. We're on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, SoundCloud, Spotify, and the U of the Tubes. Our Patreon is at patreon.com/AnnieChatbox. We're not currently taking stuff, but we're going to post stuff there, so you can follow, I guess,
Yeah.
without paying money for now. Shout out to our patrons that still do exist, though. Sarah, CorpsyAnn, Carol, Suki, Paul, TroubleClef, John, and Nocturne. They are all amazing people who keep the lights on when we allow their money to come to us.
Yep.
Also, they're on hiatus right now, but they'll hopefully come back someday. They have a really cool backlog of stuff, and that is the sister podcast Save a Progress, which is the soundcloud.com/saveaprogress. Zach and or Craig, you want to say anything?
Before we went on hiatus, we did an anime movie night with Brendan. Go listen to it. We talked about Full Metal Alchemist, Sacred Star of Milo. So if you can't get enough anime here, go listen to that. There's also, we ranked Mountain Dews at one point.
I got really mad.
You're still salty about that?
Yeah, just a bit.
Oh yeah,
tried.
I heard you put Sweet Lightning relatively low.
B
That's like-
tier.
It's like,
Yeah,
was
yeah,
it
like
A tier?
like
No. What happened? What had happened was slight spoiler for those of you who haven't listened to the Save Our Progress episode about these lovely things. But basically, what had happened is Craig wanted to put it into A tier, but then Pete and Zach were like, "No, it's B tier."
Okay.
and they just decided it was
Okay,
B tier.
yeah,
And then-
fucking losers.
Democratic
You should have.
vote.
Yeah.
You
Democratic
should have
vote.
fought for
And
it, Craig.
To be fair, there's like 20 things below Sweet Light.
Democratic
So,
vote.
Pretty much every diet soda, the white one.
The
everything
white
is below
one.
Sweet Light.
It's
White.
solid A tier.
It is an
Solid.
A tier, but Democratic vote. We didn't have a tiebreaker.
No,
Paul
fuck democracy.
Paul basically abstained through the entire fucking conversation.
Okay, so we're gonna have a Shoujo Treehouse, like, box bits where we talk about Mountain Dew, okay?
Oh my
Because we
God.
gotta get out of here. Anyway, so we are going to be going on hiatus for a little bit as well. We'll be coming back in the first or second week of September, so please stay tuned. Me and Cammy are going to kick off some new stuff with our rebranding with Shoujo Treehouse. It'll be super fun, guys. We're looking
Yeah.
forward to it. But for now, I'm gonna go, and everybody else is also gonna go. I don't know, because we gotta go. We
Yeah.
gotta go.
Hey,
Good night,
gotta go.
everybody.
bye-bye.
Bye.
Motherfucking plie.
Oh my god.
Peach!